Hello everyone, Charles Watts here, the Arsenal correspondent at Goal. Welcome to the Emirates, big night of cup football ahead. Arsenal versus Liverpool Carabao Cup second leg semi-final. And the team loses out. I'm sure you have seen it by now. Arsenal very, very strong, stronger than maybe a lot of people were expecting, but I got my predicted 11 right for the first time probably this season. Good news, but I certainly didn't get right. It was that Thomas Partey was going to be involved. Thomas Partey pretty much being rushed straight off the aeroplane by Arsenal. He makes the bench tonight. Other than that, Arsenal, Ramsdale in goal, Tomiyasu back, he's at right back, Ben White and Gabriel centre backs, Kieran Tierney left back. It looks like a 4-3-3, so we've got Sambi Lagonga as kind of holding midfielder, Smith Rowe and Martin Odegaard ahead of them in the three, and then Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli and Alexander Lacazette up front for Liverpool. Probably the one big surprise is Kader Gordon is in from the start. How old's Gordon, Neil? 17-year-old, sorry, just introduce you. This is Neil Jones, Goals Liverpool reporter, who I will bring in later on this video as he's sitting next to me for all the Liverpool chat. But yeah, Gordon is in from the start. He scored against Shrewsbury in the FA Cup last weekend. It's a big night for him. I think that's the one real surprise in it. Kelleher returns, he's in goal, so no Alisson tonight. And then you've got all the usual big hitters, really, certainly in defence. Fabinho starts in midfield, Van Dijk alongside Matip. You've got Alexander-Arnold and Robertson as the fullbacks. Henderson, Curtis Jones and Fabinho in midfield. Then you've got the forward line, Firmino leading the line, Jota on the left and Gordon on the right. Substitutes for Liverpool, Alisson, Konate, Milner, Gomez, Adrian, Minamino, Tsimikas, Williams and Tyler Morton. Subs for Arsenal, Cole Hine in goal. Apparently Bert Leno has a back injury. Leno, of course, being linked at the moment with Newcastle. But Arsenal saying he's out with a back injury. So Cole Hine is in goal. I believe Arthur Okonkwo has COVID, which is probably why he's not involved tonight. I think he was the second player who tested positive last Saturday. So other subs for Arsenal, Partey holding Tavares and Nketiah, Alabuisi, Hine, Birif, Salah, Edine and Charlie Patino again on the bench. What we got? Half an hour from kickoff here. Pretty empty at the moment, but I think it's going to be a pretty special atmosphere in here tonight. Tickets have been like gold dust, which you don't often get. It's been a while, I think, since I've seen so much interest in a game at the Emirates. And Liverpool, pretty much the whole of the clock end. I think just the lower tier tonight. They haven't got the upper tier. It's not like an FA Cup when they get 10,000. I think they've got about 5,000 tonight. Is that right? Yeah. Not a full FA Cup allocation, sadly. There's definitely Arsenal fans on the top tier. Yeah, it is. So Liverpool going to have the bottom tier of the clock end, which should make for a really good atmosphere. Right, I'll flick over now so you don't have to look at me and you can look at the more interesting stuff that is going on. Teams are out for the warm-up, as you can see. Arsenal sporting their new training gear, probably the 15th new training gear they've sported so far this season, and it's the one which is basically taken from the Piccadilly line seats a lot of you probably get to the game. Wasn't sure about it this morning when I saw it. I have to say, when I've seen it in person, someone was wearing it in the press room downstairs. It looks a lot better than it did in the pictures, but yeah, not for me this one. I think I'll leave it to the younger generation. This time Liverpool over here warming up.
Soft life.
As usual, you can see on the far side there, Arsenal warming up. That's the 11, and then the subs over here going through their preparations. People asking about the formation. I'm pretty sure it's going to be 4-3-3 tonight. Obviously Arteta likes a 4-2-3-1, but I just don't think he's been left with any other option considering the lack of midfielders that he has. He's going to have to go 4-3-3. He's done it a couple of times this season. It hasn't really worked. Did it at Burnley. They won that game at Burnley, but it wasn't great. It was a 1-0 sort of ground it out a little bit, and then they played it against Palace here. It was a 2-2 when Lacazette got the injury time equaliser, and Arsenal were really open after a decent start of 25 minutes. Palace dominated that game. And I don't think they can afford to be that open here tonight against this Liverpool side. It may well be missing Mane and Salah, but they're still going to be very, very dangerous, especially on the counter-attack. And I don't think you want wide open spaces in midfield. So I think there's a big emphasis on Smith Rowe and Odegaard being pretty sort of having their defensive hat on tonight, and not just going gung-ho and basically making it a 5-man attack. If they do that, I think Liverpool have a bit of a field day. Aaron asked, Charles, are you worried about Sambi being the only holding mid? I am, which is kind of what I was just talking about. It's certainly, it is worrying, but I don't think Arteta really had any other option. He could have played Ben White there, but do you really want to separate Ben White and Gabriel at the moment? I mean, Ben White had his best performance in an Arsenal shirt in the first leg at Anfield. I'm not sure you really want to take him out of that defence, so he was one option. Callum Chambers could have been one, but even Callum's injured now. He's not here tonight because of a back problem. So I just don't think he really had any other choice. He had to go with this, and you've got to hope that Smith Rowe and Odegaard are sensible enough not to go bombing forward and to make sure that Sambi's not left on his own. People asking about Matt Turner, the American goalkeeper. Arsenal are interested in Matt Turner. There's plenty of reports coming over from America at the moment about a bid. I'm not sure it's gone as far as that yet, but there is certainly interest, and Arsenal are working on a potential deal for him. And you'd think if that happens, then that's certainly going to open up the avenue for Leno to leave the club this month. Newcastle, if they are genuinely interested, he's certainly been an improvement on what they've got, and you think it will help them. And they're going to have to do something with a goalkeeper situation one way or the other, Arsenal, because Leno's not going to stick around after this summer. So he's not going to want to stay at number 2 to Ramsdale long term. So if Newcastle do come knocking, they do put some money on the table, then I think Arsenal will certainly accept it. And with Matt Turner potentially coming in, it kind of looks like that could be a deal that suits all parties. Is Partey really fit to play? Asks Saladin. Sorry, I probably got that pronunciation wrong. I don't know. Is he fit to play? Probably not. But I mean, well, no, that's probably wrong. Is he fit to play? You would say yes, because he's an athlete. But should he be playing? Probably not. I think all the sports scientists in the world would be saying no, because he played 48 hours ago. He's just flown back from Cameroon. Hardly ideal, is it? And you'd think he's in the red zone that everyone talks about, but Arsenal don't have too many options at the moment, and obviously Mikel Arteta has asked him if he feels good enough to play, and Partey's probably said yes. So I think we'd all just got to have our fingers crossed if he does come on that nothing happens, because it'd be a nightmare if it did. Hopefully Arsenal won't even need him tonight anyway. Where is Gunnosaurus? Asked someone, the big question. I don't know, he was in the press room earlier though, so he's definitely here. Aaron, what was that you just asked me? Aaron, we need your comments on the Spurs match last night as an Arsenal fan. Probably exactly the same as what you were all feeling, Aaron. It was horrible. I wasn't actually watching it. I was watching something else with my wife, and I looked at 92 minutes and it was 2-1 Leicester. And then one of my mates, who's a Tottenham fan, messaged on WhatsApp, and I quickly checked to see what had happened. Thought it was 2-2, and then 3-2. I couldn't believe it. But what are you going to do? Don't need to worry about Spurs. Arsenal just got to keep winning. So the way they're lining up in that drill over there, looks like it's going to be Smith Rowe on the left of Sambi and Odegaard on the right in the 4-3-3. How long have I been doing this and you guys are still asking me for a score prediction? I tell you, every week I'm far too superstitious for that. Not happening. Yeah. Europa Conference League, that is what awaits the winners of the Carabao Cup. Not even the Europa League now, Europa Conference League. No away goals. People asking about away goals. No away goals tonight. It has to be decided tonight. Obviously, extra time and penalties, but no away goals. Yeah, Robin, it is cold tonight, mate. It's an interesting one. Ryan asked, what do you make of everyone seemingly writing our season off if we don't sign a striker? It's an interesting one, this. I'm going to write something about it, actually. Probably I think it's going to go live on Goal tomorrow, about the striker situation. I think it is absolutely crucial, I think, to the second half of the season. But I don't think necessarily Arsenal have to sign a striker. I think they either have to patch things up with Aubameyang and get him through till the end of the season. And if you're not going to do that, then you've got to sign a striker. I don't think you can play the whole second half season just with Lacazette and Nketiah as your two central strikers. I mean, you're one injury away there to Lacazette to basically rely on Nketiah to get you into the top four, and I think that's a big ask for Eddie. And that's not having a go at Eddie. It's just, he's not scored enough goals in the Premier League to convince you that he'd do enough to get you into the top four when you're going up against teams like Spurs or Harry Kane and players like that. So, Arsenal need to sort it out one way or the other with Aubameyang if they're not going to get a striker in, which is going to be incredibly hard. It's always going to be hard to do that in January. Then you've got to patch things up with Orba. Orba's tweeted today, or he posted on Instagram that his heart's okay. He's had checks and his heart's fine, which is obviously good news. They have had this bid in from Al Nassr that I reported yesterday that they haven't replied to yet, and I can understand why they haven't replied to that yet, because they've got to work out what they're going to do. There's no point accepting a bid for Aubameyang and then not signing a striker, so they need to know exactly what's going on before they can really resolve the Aubameyang situation. It's going to be really, really important these next 11 days. Getting that right is going to be really important to Arsenal's season. Best January window signing ever for Arsenal. Well, Aubameyang was very good when you look at his goal record. Arshavin was, I don't know how to describe Arshavin, mercurial. Gave me some great times, Arshavin, and never forget that Barcelona game here, the 4 goals at Anfield, the winner at Anfield the next season. I think the excitement of Arshavin as well, that's right up there for a January signing, huh? Yeah, there you go, Thierry, that's a good shout. Thierry, the homecoming of Thierry. Oh, yeah, that's right up there actually, Henry. Just for that moment against Leeds, that has to be right up there. Right, that's pretty much it from the warm-ups now. The team just going through the final stretches. Substitutes over there doing the usual crossbar challenge type thing before they go in. So before I go, let's talk to Neil. Let's get the Liverpool view. This is Neil from Goal, the Liverpool correspondent. Arsenal just heading back down the tunnel now, so there's a bit of noise, but let's get the Liverpool news. First of all, the team, Liverpool. Yeah. What are you expecting now? 4-3-3?
Yeah, 4-3-3. Kay Gordon will play wide on the right in the what I call the Salah role. Big shoes to fill for a 17-year-old, and only just 17 as well. October birthday. This is his 4th professional appearance. It's a League Cup semi-final, so it's a huge ask. But he is a very special talent. He's got an awful lot of quality, and they think very highly of him at Liverpool. He's already played in the Championship before he came to Liverpool at 16 for Derby. He's played in the League Cup. He scored in the FA Cup a couple of weeks ago, or 10 days ago, and now he gets a chance here. I don't know what it says about Takumi Minamino, who's on the bench, not able to get into the side, but it does say an awful lot about Kay Gordon that he comes in, and with no Mane, no Salah. Big night for him, but also for the other two as well, for Diogo Jota, who's done well against Arsenal obviously in the games he's played for Liverpool against them, and Bobby Firmino as well, who's got a very good record against Arsenal, so those two will need to maybe hold his hand a little bit, bring him through it, but I think you keep an eye out for this lad. I think he's going to have a big future.
How big a night is this for Liverpool? We know that Klopp has never really taken this competition too seriously, but now the semi-final, second leg, 90 minutes from Wembley, is it viewed as a big night at Liverpool?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you look at the fans who come down. We were on the train earlier. 5,200 Liverpool fans coming down. I haven't been to Wembley for what? I mean, for a cup final for 6 years. Too long, really. And if you got the greedy complaints really when Liverpool were winning the European Cup and the Premier League, the complaint was, well, why aren't we a team that compete on all 4 fronts? Why aren't we going for the domestic cups? And Jürgen had some success in the first couple of seasons. He got to the final in his first, half season. He got to the semi-final a year after, lost to Southampton, and then since then it seems like he sort of rode back away from it and not taking it seriously. You could say he didn't really take it that seriously this season. They sort of somehow got past Leicester with a much changed side. They've got past Preston and Norwich, but now they're here. I don't think there'll be any half measures from Liverpool. They're looking at that. The Premier League's probably gone. The Champions League is going to be very difficult to win, but they've got a chance. The FA Cup, obviously, you need a bit of luck with the draw. This is Liverpool's best chance at the moment for silverware, and I don't think they'll be looking to pass it up. They'll just think it's a bit of a shame that they have to come here without their AFCON stars, but as you say, Arsenal in the same boat.
I don't do predictions.
Yeah.
Do you?
My prediction, I'll only give you one prediction. I think it's going to extra time. That's my prediction. I think Liverpool are just they don't necessarily have the quality to put this game to bed, in my opinion. So I think it'll be a long night, and I think me and you will be late on the tube tonight.
I have to agree. I think this goes all the way for me. Right, thank you very much, Neil. Thank you everyone for tuning in. As always, I'm going to get a cup of tea. We are 12 minutes away from kick-off here. Please do keep following all the action. If you can't watch it, then get over to Twitter. You follow all the live updates on my feed at Charles_Watts, and all the reaction on goal afterwards as well. Have a very good evening, everyone. Enjoy the game.